Welcome back, KJ gang. It is your girl KJ back with another video. If you haven't already, go check out my last video because I spit some fire. Okay, I kind of shed a light on a lot of stuff, and I really want to get some more feedback on that before I proceed with going to the second part 2. So if you haven't, just go check it out. Leave a like or whatever. No pressure, no pressure or anything. So as you can probably tell by the title, today's video is going to be talking about some tips and tricks to help with your mental health, not just for quarantine, but also for like real life. I'm a little nervous about this video simply because I don't want it to come off as me seeming like a know-it-all or pretentious kind of, seeing as that I still go through my own problems and I'm still having my own issues. But you know what they say, do as I say and not as I do. These tricks are some tricks that I use that do help me. Some of them don't, just because my problems are very severe, and I'll go into that at the end of the video, like in the next slide. That's how so I basically just wanted to preface this video. I am in no kind of way experienced or a psychologist or some kind of, specialist. But who better to talk about and understand and relate to what you're dealing with than someone that's actually relating and dealing with it themselves. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Sin City was a savior. Angels like you.
Okay guys, so like I said in the beginning, my intro, that I'm going to be kind of talking about, I have 5 tips and tricks that I use, that people around me use, that I've looked into, that really help with mental health issues. And when I say mental health issues, I'm just gonna put a list of some of the ones I have here on the side. That's another reason I was a little nervous about this video, because I haven't really ever come out about some of the problems that I've had and still currently have. So, I'm taking a courageous step for the good of the people. So you know what you can do? Hit that subscribe button. Okay. So basically, yeah, so some of the problems that I have severe depression, severe anxiety, borderline, I'm bipolar, but I also I have a lot of other stuff too, but I'm not really ready to tell about the other stuff. Okay, I don't want y'all to judge me. I don't. Just know I have my fair share of things on top of my depression, my anxiety, my bipolar. I'm also I also have an eating disorder that I'm kind of still working through at the time. Sorry, I'm nervous. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. So yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of working through that and working past that. I've had a little health issue, bump in the road, that kind of coincided with my eating disorder. So I'm on a better path now, is basically what I'm trying to say. Now that I got the hard part out of the way, I can begin. So let me just say this real quick. If I seem kind of groggy or number one, I'm very nervous. And number 2, I stayed up all night watching anime. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Anywho, let's move on to the 5 tips and tricks. Now that you know that I have some problems, maybe some people also have, well, not some people, I'm sure a lot of people have this problem. So if you have depression or anxiety, eating disorder, or anything like that, these 5 tricks are what I use to help cope, and I hope they help you guys. Okay, so the first thing is focus on fitness and health. And I got this one from my friend. She doesn't want to shout out, but I got this from a friend, and she basically said it's a good distraction from the inner workings of your mind and gets you to be more present with yourself physically rather than mentally. So basically, I want to say with that, I don't really think if you have an eating disorder of any type, that should really be your concern, simply because I've been there and I've tried to take my mind off of the problems that I had by exercising and working out, and it became more destructive to my body and to my physical health, because then it became more something that I tried to over control to get the size that I wanted or whatever. So if you have an eating disorder or anything like that, compulsive, excessive working out, that can actually be more harmful. But for situations like that, you should definitely ask your doctor if your body is capable of exercising. For my instance, I wasn't eating enough to be exercising, but I was still exercising, trying to make up and double, or basically I was trying to overwork myself to get rid of any calories that I had eaten. So however many calories I'd eaten, I was trying to burn that off and then some. So not only would I be burning off the calories in my body, but then I would be, I guess I thought I was preventing them. I don't know, I'm not in that part of my life anymore, but I'm just saying from experience, if you have an eating disorder, I would say go ask your doctor about things like that. But for the rest of us weirdos here, I think fitness and exercising is a great way to get your mind off some of the issues and like down parts that you may be having. I know that depression can feel like this overwhelming sadness, and it can be very dark and lonely, and it feels like everything around you is crushing. However, okay, back to what I was saying. My eyeliner was just like, nah, sis, I'm done though. Okay, so basically what I was saying, that it can be really dark and you feel like, everything around you is kind of collapsing. And like there's nothing you can do to get out of it. It's just a weight pressing down on you, and I can vouch that when my health is okay, physically, exercising is a great way to get out. I'm not really a runner person. I don't like cardio. So for people that like to run, I definitely think that's a great idea to go jogging or whatever, to clear your mind, get your heart pumping, get your blood racing, etc., etc. However, if you don't like cardio, like running, jogging, my favorite thing to do is dance. I love dancing. I'm a terrible dancer. Like it's embarrassing. I can't dance for nothing in my life. My ancestors are disgusted with me, but it's okay. It's okay. But basically what I'm trying to say is do something that you'll be more passionate about. Be something that you can have fun while doing, while also getting your heart racing, while also clearing your mind and getting rid of some of that darkness, that the demons, or shall we say the demons, getting rid of some of the hardest parts. Because if you really think about it, a lot of that stuff is in your head, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, I know that I'm usually the one that's beating my own self up. So by doing something else, I don't have time to down myself. There's no time because I'm busy doing something else. So that's just one tip that I would use, that I personally am using. My health isn't the best to be doing weights that I usually like, or dancing that I usually like. That's not gonna stop me though, because I love to dance. I'm gonna keep dancing. But something that I've started is like yoga, Pilates. I haven't started Pilates, but I did like 3 days of yoga. I think that counts. Anywho, yoga's a really good way. Yeah. Okay, so on to the next step. Zoning out. This one's from my mom. I feel like I mentioned her a lot on my channel. I'm gonna work on that for sure. Anywho, one thing is immersion techniques. So zoning out, doing your hair, listening to music, doing a puzzle, driving. Those are all things that can help you zone out of what's going on. Help, basically all these techniques to get out of your head. And I'm no way, saying that at some point you're not gonna have to face these problems. That's kind of the step I'm at right now, where I'm having to really look at where all of these problems are coming from and why all of this is all happening. But until you're ready for that, until you feel like you can handle that, I definitely wouldn't recommend, because then it becomes too much. Because not only are you thinking things that happened in the past, that on top of how you're feeling now, on top of how long this could be going on, it'll crush you. It's disheartening. And I definitely wouldn't say to start off. I think for really just trying to get the hang of it and really try to, this isn't some, fad or whatever. This is part of who you are. This is part of yourself. And the only person that can change it is yourself. You have to be ready. You have to be ready and you have to be willing to make a difference for yourself and for your future, but not at the cost of your health, right? So if you think about it and you realize that trying to think about the past or whatever's happened is too painful, I truly would say, and talk to your therapist, y'all. I'm not a therapist. I would truly say, just hold off. Try to find the rhythm. Try to find a rhythm of dealing with it and being okay. Dealing with it, being okay. Dealing with it and being okay. Because that way, by dealing with it over and over and over and over, you start to get a hang of it. You start to see your triggers. You start to see things that are just going to set you off. And you realize that and you start working on it. Okay, for me, I get irritated really fast. Breathing. Someone breathing next to me could irritate me. Someone, smiling for a situation that doesn't require a smile can irritate me. And that irritation for me happens in a second and I'm done. I zone out. I'm out of it because I'm so irritated that I just mentally just shut down. However, realizing that, moving forward, I realize the things that annoy me, I take myself out of the situation. I'm not going to put myself or continue to sit in a situation that's not good for me, that doesn't serve me, that doesn't help with my nerves. And realizing when I know I can't put myself in a situation for too long and still be cool. That's just not how I am. And I know that, so I work with it. Okay, this is annoying me, I'm going to go. And, my family, they have this, they have this concept where it's like, you're running away. No. I'm putting myself in a better situation so that I can move forward, because I'm the type of person to hang on to things for a long time. I can hold on to stuff for a long time, and that's unhealthy. And if I know that, I need to remove myself from the situation, and you guys should too. Zoning yourself out, immersing, you're ignoring the pain. You're ignoring whatever's going on in your head. You're stepping away from it. It's not your problem right now. You need to focus on something else. Getting yourself. And this goes too for, we can get real deep, y'all. This goes too for, suicidal people with suicidal thoughts. I've been there, done that, and I'm telling you, trying to face it head on is going to be overwhelming. Trying to face it head on by yourself is going to be overwhelming. It takes a strong willpower, crazy strong willpower to walk away from that stuff. Walk away from self-harm, walk away from all that. And I'm telling you, because I know and I've been there, and I haven't been able to do it by myself because I've had my family there. I've had my therapist there. I can't imagine doing it by myself. So quick second, if anyone's going through anything, if anyone doesn't have anybody, if anyone needs somebody, believe it or not, with all my problems, I help a lot of people. I feel like I can be a great listener with no judgment or anything like that. You guys can DM me on my Instagram at any time. I'll put it right here, my Instagram, my Twitter, all of that. Don't hesitate to DM me, because I can be there for you if no one else is. Obviously, I'm not saying, turn to me or a therapist. I cannot stress this enough. I'm not a therapist. However, I am and have been through the situation, some of the darkest situations, some of the most life or death situations mentally and physically, and I'm still here and I'm still on this channel using my voice for good, using my platform to talk about things that actually matter. So I'm here. Utilize it. I'm here. Utilize me. If you need me, if you want to talk or anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be more than happy to talk. Truly. I have no hope. It's just me and my dog. It would be no problem, so please. Okay, back to what we're talking about. So yeah, basically anything like that. I definitely think trying to get some help, that was a really hard thing for me, because trying to go get help, getting a therapist, made it seem like I couldn't handle it on my own, which I couldn't, but it just made everything seem so real. Okay, this was actually happening. I was actually unable to take care of this myself. I was actually unable to do what needed to be done by myself. Thus, kind of setting the realization that this problem that I have was deeper than I thought it was. I always thought that I could handle it. Oh, I drop a few more pounds, I can handle it. Oh, I get to college, I can handle it. Oh, I start making friends, I can handle it. But all that stuff starts adding up, and the more things you do, the more things you push back without getting help or doing things to help yourself, such as these tips and tricks or other tips and tricks, the more it's going to pile on, the more corrupt it's going to be, and you're going to dissolve. I did. I mean, for a really long time, I lost myself. Like, I didn't know who I was or what. Like, I didn't care for anything, because there was, even now, my life and death mindset is so, I don't know how to explain this, but basically I'm very calm about life or death, because I know you only get one life. And when I used to look at it, I used to think, so why live? I mean, we're gonna die anyway, so what's the point? However, learning to grow, learning to love myself, learning to take in my surroundings, affirm my life, affirm what I do want from myself, I'm learning, yes, we only have one life, so why not make the best of it? Why not do everything that you can to rest easy? Why can't you put your whole heart on the line and go for it? Go for whatever it is you want. There should be nothing stopping you. And at that point, I realized the only person stopping me was myself. You can't hold yourself back from anything. And you can't let your illness, your disorders, anything like that define you or define what you're capable of. I never thought I'd be here today talking about mental health issues to the world. I mean, obviously, the world ain't watching it right now, but I want to be for others what I couldn't be for myself. I want to be that voice to spur on encouragement, to motivate you, to be there for you. Let me be that person. That's why I'm doing this video on tips and tricks. I want to help anybody that's going through this, because I didn't have these helps and tricks, these tricks and tips. I had to try to figure it out by myself. And I spiraled because of it. And I don't want that for anybody. That being said, let's move on to the next step. The next one is from my little sister. And basically she described it as narcissism. But here's how I see it. Blind self-affirmation, reassurance of confidence. I've been doing this a lot. I don't think anyone in my family's noticed, but sometimes, like, when I do break down, it's because something, whatever it is, triggers me and I'm done. Like, I'm just devastated. And it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but to me it is. So, one way that I help myself is by reassuring myself. Trying to... It sounds kind of crazy, but imagine someone being beside you like, oh, you're okay. Oh, you're fine. You got this. You can do this. Instead of it being somebody else, it's myself. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. I can handle this. I can do this. It's okay. This will pass. I'm fine. This will pass. I'm fine. I'm okay. And by telling myself that, it kind of softens the blow. It makes me feel comforted. And in the fact that I know it's myself comforting myself, it makes me feel strong. And I use that throughout life. I use that throughout anything. Even to do this video, I can do it. I can film this video. I can put myself out there. I can talk about my problems and be confident. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And that reassurance constantly, it builds, honestly. I mean, look at my hair. This is just a small example. I never would have wore my hair as an afro on camera. It's just never something that I've ever felt comfortable with. But lately, why not? That's been my mindset. Why not? I can do it. Why not? I can do it. So here we are, full fro on camera. You know, and it wasn't easy. Obviously, this took confidence for myself, and that's the crazy thing. It doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be anything serious. It's the little things that you do, the little things that you can't, like, you don't think you can do. Those are the ones that you have to push for. Those are the ones you have to really try to go all in on, because little by little it builds your confidence. Little by little you start feeling yourself. Little by little you're like, you know what, I got this. I can do this. I've done this before. I've been through this and I've made it through, so why can't I do this? The little, especially some people that have been going through so much, sexual assault victims, you know, all of that. Those people, the people that go down the most, the people that get kicked down the most, are the ones that rise back up the strongest. Okay? You know, there will be a point in our lives when everything that burdened us, everything that held us down, it won't even be a thing, because, like, there's nothing moving forward that could stop me, because I've been on the edge of death and I've walked away. So if anything else that comes my way, there's no way I can't handle it, because I've handled the worst, so I can handle anything. And that's the mindset that you have to think of. That's the mindset you have to use to encourage yourself to keep pushing on, to keep striving for greater, because you only have one life and you have to make the best of it. You have to. Or else all the pain, all the suffering, all the hurt will have been for nothing. That's just how it is. That's just how I see it. Moving forward. Okay. The second to last thing is this is my personal favorite 2-song countdown, right? So this is something that I do. So the other day, I had a breakdown. Like a bad one. Like, I was so sad. I mean, truly, you ever felt like hurt in your heart? There's just so much pain, so much devastation that it just crushes your soul. That's how my breakdowns are. However, one of my favorite things to do is to give myself the 2-song technique. I don't know if this is a real thing, but that's what I call it. And basically, 2-song technique goes as follows. There's 2 songs. You get to have 2 songs. One song is your cry song. Your second song is the get it together song. So that first song, I bawled my eyes out. I let out every pain, every hurt of my soul. I let it out. I cry, and I cry. And this is somebody that cry all the time anyway, but during this one song, I'm gonna cry for real. Everything, usually for my breakdowns, everything builds up until I break down. So I'm gonna cry about everything that happened, all of it, and I'm just crying. But when that song ends and the second song starts, I'm assuring myself, I'm affirming to myself, I'm getting myself together, because I've wallowed and now it's time to move forward. So that whole next song, you're okay. You got this. I'm wiping my tears. I'm fixing my face. You got this. You're fine. You got this. You handled it. You're good. Let's move forward. Let's do the next thing. Let's get to the next step. And by giving yourself that 2-song limit, you really have to push yourself to lay it all out on the floor. Put your soul out there. Put your heart out there. And then gather yourself up and walk away like a boss, straight up. I mean, that's straight up how it has to be for me. And I'm not saying that it works every time. That particular time, you know, I had my Yolanda Adams on it. You know, that first song, I was gone. That second song was J. Cole, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling delicious. I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling strong, confident. However, my stupid self looked back at the thing that triggered me in the first place. And then I was sad again. But that was stupid on my part, because I should have, like I said in the beginning, I should have got rid of the thing that was bothering me. Instead of leaving it open on my phone, I should have just closed the tab. But I didn't. So I cried for a little bit, but you know what I'm saying. But then I had to get myself together because I had already given myself the 2-song limit, so I couldn't sit there and keep crying. I had to get it together. That works for me quite a bit, the 2-song limit. And I'm not saying it takes 2 songs for you. Maybe it takes 2 songs to get it all out. Maybe you got a lot. It takes 2 songs to get it out, and then that 3 songs to pull it back together. Whatever it is, designate a time for you to cry and a time for you to get it together. And by combining those 2, even if you're down, it gets instilled in your mind that you got to get back up. Because you got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep striving. I'm being real inspirational. I know it. Okay. Next step. So the next step is kind of combined with 2, but it's real simple. I'm just going to get it out the way so I can go on and end this video so it's not too long. You know, if you want to see a part 2, comment down below. Okay, my shirt's really getting on my nerves. Maybe I should take some pictures. Y'all like this look? It took 3 hours. So anyway, okay, so next step is the census test. This is actually, my counselor told me this is actually a test you can actually look up. This is a real thing. This isn't something I just made up. Basically, this test allows you to center yourself, ground yourself to your surroundings. So basically, you're going to point out something you taste, something you can smell, something you can hear, something you can feel, and something taste, smell, touch, feel, hear. Yeah, taste, touch, smell, feel, hear. Okay, it's feel the same thing. Taste, touch, smell, hear, taste, feel, sight, nose, hear. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm forgetting this. I just did it the other day. Things you can see, things you can smell, things you can hear, things you can feel, and things you can taste. I'm not going to repeat that because I forgot all 5 already, but the 5 things I just said. And I might put the picture up if I can remember. Basically, it kind of grounds you. So, for instance, I have crazy dreams. Okay? I'm being the person with you guys because I really want to show you how sincere I am about opening up to you guys, about being there for you guys. So the other night I had a really tough dream. Like, I usually have tough dreams, but this one was tough. Like, it was serious. And I have what I call a delayed reaction. A delayed, like, reaction basically to the dream. Usually if it's a sad dream, I'll cry in my sleep, but sometimes if the dream is like a message or basically there's a point to the dream, when I wake up, the point hits me and I'm usually devastated because it's usually something regarding my past and the people that are in my past. So that dream, I just so happened to, I basically had everyone that I've ever met or had any kind of interaction with in my life, whether that be good or bad. And I think it was so overwhelming to see all of them, so many people I haven't seen in years, so vividly, so clear, that when I woke up, I was devastated because I felt like the past was still haunting me and I could never let them go, never let the past go. So basically I worked on myself and I had someone in the dream that I care about tell me that, and basically tell me that, you know, how I am now isn't how I'm meant to be, because I'm not doing all that I can be to be the best version of me to get me to the next step. So basically I'm trying to get here, but I'm still down here, and until I fix this and everything below it, I can't rise to where I need to be, where I want to be, to have the life that I want to have. And basically it crushed to realizing that you are your worst obstacle, you are your worst problem is hard, and to face that head on. Like I said, I'm really in the point of my life where I'm really trying to fix things, make amends with things, and find closure to things. It was really heavy. So that morning when I woke up, I was really down, and I had to use, you know, the five senses to find things to center me, because it felt so surreal, like I was still out of my body, out of, you know, like it hurt so much that it couldn't be real, and the fact that it was made it hurt more. So by grounding myself, realizing, okay, what can I see? What's around me? Where am I? Okay, what am I smelling? What can I smell for me to know what's going on? What can I feel on the earth where I am? Where am I touching the ground? Am I sitting? Am I standing? Can I feel the grass between my toes? Can I feel the sturdy pressure of the chair that I was sitting on? Could I feel the wind blowing across my face? Could I taste my own tears? Could I feel that I was still alive and that I was still present? And pointing all those out really helps. I mean, I don't know how severe it is for some people, but for me, knowing that I'm not in a dream anymore, and that things that are happening I have control over, it helps. It really does. I recommend that quite a bit. I feel myself kind of getting a little sad again, so I'm gonna press forward. The next thing, well, like the subsect of that basically, are lemons, numbers, ABC animals, and lists in general. I like making lists. I don't ever follow through with half the lists I make, but I like making lists. And when I have a panic attack or an anxiety attack, number one, lemons are really good for that, because they snap, like the chemical like snaps in your brain because of the bitter taste of the lemon. So that's very good. Very good. I eat a lot of lemons because they always snap me back to reality, and I really like that. But also the ABC animals list an animal of every letter of the alphabet. And just list in general, it really just takes your mind off of what's happening around you and what's going on, as do puzzles, because you're critically thinking about where to place certain parts, certain aspects, where can you place this, where can you place this to make the whole picture fit. And when the puzzle is done, when the drawing is done, whenever the project is done, not only do you get satisfaction from knowing that it's complete, but you also get satisfaction within yourself, knowing that you handled the my collarbones. Sorry. Knowing that you handled the situation, like that you took care of it. So that in turn makes yourself feel a little bit better. And the whole point of these tips and tricks, guys, is really to just make yourself feel better. It can be dark, and it can be sad, and it can be lonely. But I also know that it can be beautiful and happy and joyous and light and funny. And, you know, I'm a very goofy person. If you guys can't tell, I'm next level goof, okay? But my problems kind of held me back from even showing you guys that side on camera. But by working on myself, I'm opening up a little bit more, getting more comfortable, getting a little bit more confident, so y'all can see what I'm really made of. Anyway, I might cut that all out, but if not, don't subscribe, please. I'm sorry. Anywho, that's pretty much the end of the video. Those are the 5 tips and tricks I use to help with my anxiety, depression, etc., etc. Those are the tips that I think you guys should use if you're really going through it. At the end of the day, if you want more coping skills, if you want, you know, someone else to talk to other than myself, don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist, a counselor, etc., etc., because they are very helpful. I only went to 4 sessions with my counselor because I thought I wasn't getting anything out of it, but I miss her so much. I miss just having that person to talk to with no judgment, with no eye rolls, with no deep breaths, none of that. I miss that. And, you know, if anyone has any questions about my experience on therapy, like I said, I'm here to serve you guys. I'm here to make content for you guys. So if there's anything you guys especially want to see about therapy, about, you know, more in depth about my mental health or anything like that, I'm happy to oblige. But for now, that is the end of today's video. This is KJ. This is KJ's World. Every day I want to inspire you guys to be radiant and unique. Love yourself. Love others.